Konbanwa, minasan, genki desu ka? Don't worry, I won't do that the whole stream. Today we're going to be leveling Samurai, because I want to play Samurai. Played a little bit yesterday, and I've kind of got an idea of the rotation at this level. But of course, I'm still messing up like crazy. So I guess I'll just get right into it. Let's see. So I'm gonna need to go through. Yeah, so I'm gonna want to do 50, 60, 70, 80 leveling main scenario. I guess I'll do a guild hest. I'm not gonna do alliance raid. Just start off with guild hest because hopefully that'll be quick. Yep. Let's get right into it. Again, this is an after work stream, so if I'm tired, if I sound tired, it's because I probably am. Also, I changed my mic settings, so hopefully it sounds a little bit louder. So let's just keep sitting here for now. Also, it just occurred to me that my mic is closer to my keyboard now, so it's going to be louder. Stupid blue switches. I try and blow up all the bombs ahead of time. My brain's... I completely forgot what I'm supposed to be doing. Apparently it's sleeping, so I don't really need to do anything. I was wondering, why is the healer not dispelling the sleep? And I realized, he's asleep too. Wonder if we need to kill the little fire guy back here. I think we do. There we go. Now the last guy will appear. There we go. It completely throws me off when I'm under level 50, when I'm synced down below level 50. I'm so used to going through all three, to get all three, I forget what they're called. All three stickers. When I'm below level 50, I just need to make sure I use Shifu enough to keep up with the Fuka. Other than that, I just need to keep on using Impoon Gecko. No, I don't have any of those memorized, I just highlighted and read them off. That should be it, or we gotta let the rest of the bombs explode. There we go. After this stream, I need to check and see how loud my keyboard is, because I forgot to factor that in when I was placing and working on my microphone. Okay, so the plan is, while I'm in queue for any of these, I have 2 ARR maps that I'm gonna do real quick, just while we're in queue. Yeah, I'll smash my blue switch keyboard so you can hear it. It adds to the experience. And we'll do 50, 60, 70 first. And then the map is somewhere in here in this zone. I mean, hopefully it's not that loud. But I know when I've listened back to it, I can just barely hear it clicking sometimes. Okay, it looks like it's probably right here. Also, hello, Peepo, or Vincent, whatever name I should use. Let's see, what is it right here? Oh wait, I don't want to do this as warrior, or samurai. Thanks, I hope you are too. Let's see, where is this? Probably off slightly. Oh yeah, I'm just doing, I have a couple ARR maps that I grabbed that I'm using while I'm in queue. I played a little bit yesterday, but then I didn't end up streaming it. It's Eastern Thanlin. Let's see, this is probably... where's this? Right here? I got so spoiled, I haven't leveled a DPS in, like, literally months. Oh yeah, I'm so really stingy with my guild too. But I got spoiled on having short queue times playing tanks for like the past 2 or 3 months. Let's see, it should be right about here. Not right now. I've leveled up, I ended up leveling up Scholar, because that was my favorite healer for a while. So I've pretty much got Summoner for free. But I haven't done like any of the job quests for it. Well, Summoner is like a turn, like the little bit that I've played with it, I can just kind of turn my brain off and just... How does it work again? Let's see, you like summon, go through each one of them, and then do whatever ability you get once you have the 3 gems. Yeah, you're gonna get Scholar for free. Oh, I don't like ranged DPS either. I tried playing Bard for a bit, but after at like level 60, it ended up just getting annoyed with it. I mean, I only leveled Bard so that I could have instruments. In this game, I enjoyed tanking. Because there's like hardly any... Nobody's gonna get mad at you if you do something wrong. Let's see, where should we hang around? I've only had... When I was tanking, the only thing... Well, I haven't done a ton, I haven't done any high-level content. Because I'm still in, I'm still actually in post-Shadowbringers. So I haven't actually done any Savage. And then I haven't, done a ton, like, Trials or Raid content as tank. I did, I did Eden's Verse? No, I did Eden's Gate recently on stream, and 2 of the 4 bosses, the other tank was politely asking me to provoke the boss to switch, which I had never done before. True. Like, I have, I made, even before I started that, I made a Shirk macro so I could tank swap, but I had never actually done it before. Let's see. I mean, at the moment, I don't plan on doing Savage, considering the rate I'm going through MSQ. Because I finished a 5.3 like 2 weeks ago. That was pretty crazy. Was it 2 weeks ago? I think so. Oh yeah. And then seeing the little bit that they've hinted at what Endwalker's gonna be, it's just gonna be crazy. Keep trying to get my brother to play some more, but he just doesn't play video games very much. He actually finished ARR, so that's the first step. I've been playing, like, a little over a year. I think I started in, like, October of last year. Because I know I ended up buying the game, because I was on free trial for, like, a month or 2, and then I bought the game with Endwalker launch, before they closed sales. But I get, very distracted with crafting. The thing is, I didn't even really, like, put much effort into leveling my crafters. I did a little bit of grinding with Ishgardian Restoration to do, just to get to 80, but then 80 to 90 was pretty much just custom deliveries. And now I'm sitting here, not an Endwalker, with capped out purple scripts. Because as far as I know, I can't spend them yet. Well, just do, what's it called? Ocean fishing. As long as you're on, it's like crazy quick. Well, I usually would get home at about 7, so I'd just hop on and do ocean fishing right away. That's usually what I do on weekdays. But then on weekends, I've made myself, since I end up streaming usually on weekends, I end up doing like MSQ or at least something to progress some storyline. Like last Saturday, I did most of Eden's verse raid. And one of the reasons I started streaming was because I wanted to stream the Shadowbringers MSQ. There were points in the story, like in Stormblood, where I just really didn't want to do MSQ, but I ended up just doing it anyway, and then it got to a good point and I just kept on going. In ARR, I was getting way more distracted by just discovering crafting. It just occurred to me that because this only has, I'm only eligible for level 50 dungeons in this roulette, it's gonna take longer. Oh yeah, I have, I had some friends that played WoW, but they, and then like a couple of them apparently started playing Final Fantasy, but I'm pretty sure all of them stopped. I'm considering getting Dragonflight, because, I have way more than enough gold to pay for it with tokens. So that kind of takes away the main thing keeping me from buying it. Now the only thing is if I actually think I'll have time for it. So I do have some time during weekdays, like I'm doing right now, but that's also because I got to leave an hour early from work. I only played a little bit during, see, my friends got me to play Shadowlands, and then I ended up playing a lot more because I had never played WoW before. So I was able to go and explore like all of Legion and stuff like that. Had fun with that for like a good 7 months, and I got really big into gold making. So I think I ended up after I stopped playing after like 7 or 8 months, I had like 4 million gold. Well, with WoW, you just skip to the next expansion for the most part. Because that's just how they do it, where you do your 1 to 60, in this case 1 to 60 leveling with what they call chromie time, and then you can go straight to the newest expansion. I don't know what changes they made to chromie time, but that's what they did in Shadowlands, and I think that's what they still have for this for Dragonflight. Well, the thing with like Final Fantasy is that it's not. Well, I have to always remind people and pitch it as it's a Final Fantasy game with MMO elements. And I have to tell people to focus on the story. There we go, finally got a Q pop. I mean, before I played, like, for, like, almost 10 years, I played RuneScape. And that was my main game. And then I did college. I didn't have time. I mean, it takes a lot of time, and there's not that much action. Or at least for old school. Or I find RS3 a bit more enjoyable to play, because it doesn't take forever to do everything. Plus, RS3 is a very different game than old school. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, if a person really likes old school, RS3 is gonna feel really weird. Well, also, the RuneScape, one of the biggest things is just grinding out skills. And that's, like, their main point. And a lot of people don't like that. They want to have some sort of action. Oh yeah, I play a ton of Toontown. Toontown's combat has more, than you would expect. I haven't tried Wizard 101. Oh yeah, my mom actually played a ton of Toontown on a private server. She's actually got 2 Uber Toons. That's good. Yeah, you want to have a little bit of a challenge, or else it just gets boring. I've messed around with making games, but honestly, I prefer just doing a. I like talking about game design, but I wouldn't actually want to like make games for a living. Because like I'm a software engineer most days. Oh, that was awful. AR relic weapons are awful. I got the Dragoon one, and that's more than enough for me. I'm working on the Heavensward one. I got the quest over here. Oh, ARR is way worse so far. The main problem with the Heavensward one is that you need a ton of tombstones. Which is one of the reasons I've been doing these roulettes daily. I didn't even have a problem with the gil, it was just the books that killed me. Need to remember to LB, I've been playing tank forever. Well, the part that I hated about the books was that you had to keep on running back through, and going back to the same places over and over. Oh, if you could grab all the books at once, then there'd be no problem. Yep, that was my bad. I wasn't doing any mechanics as like a typical samurai. Was focusing too much on trying to remember my rotation and talk. Oh yeah, well Eureka is a unique experience from what I've heard. I still need to try out Palace of the Dead. I don't know if you could do that with Dark Knight. That sounds really tough. Then again, I don't know. Well, no, I've looked at all the abilities. I've won the two tanks that I've leveled up a bit are Warrior and Dark Knight. I don't know where you're getting where you're gonna get your healing and maintain to maintain on a Dark Knight. I know I did a Heaven's Ward map, 8-man map, and tried to solo Aquapolis, and that was fun and challenging. It's cute for MSQ roulette. I only got to like I think I got to like the 3rd or 4th room on it. Well, Dark Knight can do decent DPS. Warrior, on the other hand, not so much. I've heard there's like a certain point where it gets really hard and then it gets a little bit easier later. I'm not sure exactly on that though. I haven't looked into Palace of the Dead much. I mean, none of it's easy solo. Is Heaven on High easier to do solo? I haven't seen almost anything for Heaven on High. Oh, okay. Let's see, how do I do this again? Oh. Really? Some of those are gonna be a bit crazy. There we go. It's actually a sightseeing point. Yeah, I can see Dark Knight being possible. It's just going to be a little... well, all of it's going to be difficult. Just a little... I don't think of Dark Knight as a sustainability. Except for, like, with Abyssal Drain. I went through and grinded out all of the sightseeing points for Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. And then ARR ones are just annoying, though. Actually, there's 2 up right now, but they only have 2 minutes left. Because you have to be there at a specific time with a specific weather in a very specific spot. A sightseeing log. It's one of the. I think it's one of the logs that people tend to miss. Sightseeing log. This point right here is a sightseeing log point. Let's see, which one would it be? This one. The thing I like about the Heaven's Ward and later expansion ones is that they have the blue orb. So whenever I just see it, I go over there and get it. And if I think there might be one like up in a high up area, I'll just go and check it real quick. Just while I'm doing MSQ. Well, they have them for ARR, but no. Oh, you mean the orb? Because it's supposed to be different. Like, you don't even, like, in ARR, you have to complete the first 20 before you can unlock the rest of them. And then, on top of that, you have to have the weather and time conditions. And it was supposed to be a thing where you go and, like, explore and find these cool vistas that you would look around at. Just, like, to showcase the world. But it ended up being an absolute hassle. It's kind of like how in fishing, they have, like... In fishing 1 to 50, there's, like, 20 different kinds of baits, at least. And then in all other expansions, they only have, like, 5... Or, like, 2 to 5. Then again, you can also make the argument that there's 50 levels that they had to fill out. Versus 10 levels for each expansion. one of the more crazier grinds that I'm doing is, there are a couple achievements that I just, that I've pinned here. If I keep using my treasure map allowance to go get a toadskin or boarskin map to work on these. I know you can just buy them, but I don't really want to. And then for these are ridiculous. They have each one of these. For the level ranges in each one of the ARR zones. And then... yeah, for each one of the zones, they have one of these level ranges, and then it keeps increasing. Yeah, the Thanalin ones, I've only got the first two. For botanist. I'm just slowly working on these, and then from the logs that I collect from them, I'm doing these. I do like an AFK grind. I mean, there's no reason, there's not much of a reason. Well, I guess you gotta do all of them to get the golden saw. Or the golden, tools. If you just wanted the title, then you'd just do this one. Or just the last one. Yeah, the one for Weaver. Thing is, some of this will be done passively, but like not this much. Well, that's why I'm doing some of the that's why I'm doing the gathering ones first to collect the like logs and some of the materials. Plus, like, some of them can technically profit. It's just the amount of materials that you need to sell at the end can take a while. That's one thing I miss from WoW, is that the, you have technically, I don't think it's unlimited, but you have a lot of space for listings in the auction house. Because in here, you only have 2 retainers at first. If you don't pay for more, and that's only 40 slots. End up filling those up really quickly. I mean, it makes sense. Actually, it makes sense for 2 reasons. One is because of a code reason, and the retainers take extra resources to maintain. It takes extra resources to spawn them in and do some other stuff, technical, and then also it If you had unlimited market board space, that would cause issues with the economy. Smells like a skunk. Decided to have some fun. Well, also, retainers are a resource that they could monetize. Because most people aren't going to need more than 2 retainers. Or at least they're not going to feel like they need more than 2 retainers. It's only the people that are doing serious guild making and want to have like tons of listings. Or they're extreme hoarders. I actually used to be a bit more of a hoarder, but I went through a lot of my ARR materials and used them up. Or actually, I went through one of the other crazy things I'm doing is doing almost all of the crafting logs. I've gotten quite a few of them done. Yeah, through Stormblood, I have a lot of the stuff done. Although, like, Alchemist and Culinarian are a pain because they have a bunch of one-off materials. Let's go up here. I don't know if I think I've been here for... Yeah, you go here for quests. during MSQ, I think. Yeah, for this guy. It's like when I would do the gatherer logs, I would purposely go and gather a certain amount of material, certain amount of the materials, so that I would have enough to make one of every item that I could make with the item. Like if I need to get manganese ore for the gathering log, I'll go and collect as much manganese ore as I think I might need to complete the crafter log for items that I need to craft with manganese ore. That's not a good example because the that ore is used in a lot of materials. But there's some like botanist ones that are a bit more like the Psychon isn't used in as much stuff. Okay, finally hit Q. Let's see which one we get. I almost prefer to get the Ultima weapon just because I have to think, don't have to think almost at all for MSQ Roulette. I mean, I don't have to think at all for this either, but I have to actually like run to the next place. Still not quite sure why they removed the voice acting for a lot of this. Glad they kept Gaius' speech though. Yeah, this one has more, definitely has more cutscenes than Castrum whatever. Actually, when I was playing with my brother doing these the last MSQ dungeons for ARR, it made me realize that like these dungeons are a little bit harder than I realize for like normal people that aren't like don't play video games that much. Because he was actually having a little bit of trouble with it. Well, with the reworked versions of these dungeons, they're actually slightly challenging in terms of, like, compared to what you do for earlier ARR dungeons. You have to actually, like, kind of pay attention and do mechanics for these. I mean, I like the extra mechanics. It makes me have to, like, play the game and have some fun. But I can see how it would be more difficult for a person who's not experienced. Because also he was tanking. And he's never really tanked before. Then again, he doesn't really have to pay attention. He just has to use his 1, 2, 3 and keep aggro. He was playing warrior. It'd be nice if I can get him to level 54 so that he can unlock the, I forget what it's called, but it's the, I call it the blue axe ability. Yeah, most of the difficulty isn't that hard. Like, pretty much all normal content is not prohibitively difficult. But there's sometimes where it can be difficult. I mean, in Endwalker, part of that is because of the complexity of the classes. So I've noticed once you get past level 60, the class complexity gets a bit more difficult. Some of them not so much, but other classes it'll get more difficult. Like you'll get overwhelmed by the amount of abilities you need to juggle. I've done the Seed of Sacrifice. If that's the one you're referring to. With Elidibus. I actually went through and edited that stream where I did that, and watching that story through again, that was great. But the part I liked is that you actually were required to use... Oh yeah, we wiped like 3 times. Because somehow somebody couldn't press the button the second time. And then the tank on the first time forgot to LB. And then the second time somebody didn't press the button fast enough. And I think the third... I don't remember how it happened the third time. I think somebody might have... I think he LB'd too early. So it took us 4 tries. Oh yeah. There's one mechanic I didn't quite understand with like the ice storm and the whatever storm. I didn't understand how you were supposed to avoid not getting frozen. But it's not like it matters that much. I did that one as a DPS. Okay, you're supposed to stay moving. I don't bother reading ahead for almost any normal content. So I know when I was doing Eden's Verse raid, somebody asked me if I was doing it blind. It's like, yeah, all of this is blind. Not supposed to move. One thing I'm not used to is I usually play melee DPS. So when I play a class where I have to like do a cast bar, it throws me off. Yeah, Crystal Tower. You can look stuff up for that. That's weird. Oops, that wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah, for you actually need to know some of the mechanics for Crystal Tower. It's kind of counterintuitive to how they do the rest of the ARR. Yeah, I did Omega, and I'm doing Eden blind. I did Omega as a healer. One of the problems I have with healing is that if I don't play a healing class for very long, my brain just forgets how to play it. So that's why I didn't play White Mage for like a month, and then I looked at my bars, and I'm like, I have no idea what any of these do. But then I go to Dragoon, and I'm like, okay, I know what all these abilities do. Well, plus I also wasn't even playing White Mage correctly, apparently. Because, like, I wasn't using my, my full heal buttons. I was, like, saving them for emergencies. My first class was Dragoon. I'll try Black Mage eventually, but I don't like casters that much. Because I got so used to playing melee DPS. And having the pretty much instant ability casts, and not like even on Samurai here, your the ability to use up your stickers is a cast. So I end up accidentally pressing a button to cancel the cast. Yeah, I've done a little bit on Summoner, and it seems like you don't have much cast times. Oh yeah, Black Mage is just sit there and cast your spell, and then once you're finished casting, everything's dead. I mean, if you can sit in your ley lines, sure. These Samurai's DPS can do pretty good if I actually hit my rotation correctly. Well, on single target. The AoE doesn't seem like it's as good. That's one thing that Dragoon is lacking, and Dragoon has very terrible, Dragoon has terrible AoE. Now we sprint down a hallway to hit another cutscene. It's always, this part's always weird for me, like, they put the cutscenes right out one after another like this. Hey, at least we get to see Sid's boyfriend. It's funny watching it was funny watching them in Omega bickering. I think I went through Omega too quickly because I didn't it was fun, but I don't think I got enough out of the story. Plus I haven't played I know I haven't played many Final Fantasy games, so I didn't know a lot of the bosses. Yeah, like I knew like of Kefka, and I know of suplexing the train, and I think it's 4 or 6, I don't remember, I think it's 4. After playing this, I'm more interested in playing other more story-based games. But like I started playing, right, like over when Persona 4 Golden came out on PC, I started playing that, and I'm like about halfway through the game. But the thing is, it's just so long that I just have trouble getting through it. Plus, it's a lot more of like a dating sim, social simulator than I was expecting. Like, there's a lot less combat, lot less turn-based combat than I was expecting. The story's really good. It's just I have to like actually kind of be social, or at least pretend to be social. Well, they actually released Persona 5 on PC, which threw me for a loop. I fully expected them to release Persona 3 before they did 5. Because Persona 4 Golden, looking at the files, actually uses the PlayStation Vita files. And I believe there's a PlayStation Vita port of Persona 3. So I would have expected them to be more likely to port that than 5. Then again, 5's gonna make them a lot more money. I've also got some other games on my to play list eventually. Like Psychonauts 2 and Assassin's Creed Revelations I have downloaded. I've also got Batman Arkham Knight downloaded, but I'm a lot less likely to play that. Oh, Psychonauts 1 is great. It's one of my top games. Go for it. It's a fun game. It's got tons of Tim Schafer humor and stuff. If you want another story game, Grim Fandango is great too. But with Grim Fandango, you're gonna want to look up a guide. Some of those puzzles are like ridiculous. The Grim Fandango is a ton of fun, as long as you play it with the guide. Also, Day of the Tentacle is a ton of fun as well. There's only like a couple places where I really felt like I needed a guide though, because it has the way it works with being able to switch between 3 different characters makes it so that if you get stuck, you can just switch to someone else. And then having the interaction between all 3 of the characters is really cool as well. It's also really funny, they actually have the entirety of Maniac Mansion inside of the game. And there's an achievement on Steam for getting to a certain point in it. The thing is, a lot of people aren't going to enjoy point-and-click adventures just because they're, quote, slow. But, I think the other problem is that if you get stuck, it becomes a fairly negative gameplay experience if there's no way to, like, work it out. Now, of course, that's an issue with puzzle games, not just with point-and-click adventures. Look, King's Quest is an example of what I mean, with it being a difficult not really difficult, but just having obtuse. Also with like King's Quest, you can die and stuff, right? Yeah, unforgiving. Like with the old like original like Leisure Suit Larry stuff as well, where you can like die and lose your progress, and then you had like but then you have the quote easier ones with what's it called again, Monkey Island, where you can't really die, even in like the one case where you might be able to die. They just like give you a funny gag with it. Yeah, I think there was another King's Quest style game. Was it Ultima or is that a different game? I think that was the D&D based, or not, no. D&D was based off of Ultima. Okay, Space Quest. Yeah, that makes it a bit worse because like there's already the fairly obtuse puzzles, but then if you do something wrong, it kind of penalizes experimentation. Yeah, I thought there was something like that in one of the Monkey Island games. Although you wouldn't lose in that case. Where you actually had to solve a puzzle by waiting like 7 minutes. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh no, that was in King's Quest. I believe that was in one of the King's Quest games.
Keep your eyes peeled. Gaius could be waiting for you down there. Oh, and don't even think about dying. You're too bloody useful. The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Tell me, for whom do you fight?
For whom do you fight?
How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea?
Eorzea.
Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city
I didn't play very many DOS games. I mean, my first computer had Windows 95. So, I still had DOS games. Like, I actually have a copy of Oregon Trail.
To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes
But at that point, it was,
gods to fight in their stead.
most of them were 32-bit.
Which is strange, is it not? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them your guardians, why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well in Cartano and call them down? They will answer, so long as you lavish
We had a
a
disc called Game Empire, and it had a bunch of like DOS games on it. And it had, I'm trying to remember, there was some, the only ones I remember is there was like a juggling one, and then we also had a copy of a Digger clone, like Double Digger.
Is unknown to your masters, which prompts the question: why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel
that's cool.
at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise.
Oh yeah, I think I had Altered Beast. Oh no, this is Sega. Never mind, I didn't have that. I played that on the Sega Classic Collection. I think we actually had, I got the PS3 version and the PC version. My brother and I had fun with Altered Beast a lot.
To grow rich through conquest. fate of the weak. Knowing
Super Saiyan
this,
Gaius.
but a single path is open to the infinite ruler, that of false worship. A path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove its salvation. Come, champion of Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm, for none among you has the power to stop me.
I feel like I might want to do a stream of a quick playthrough of Day of the Tentacle, because I actually went through and did a speedrun of that in like 40 minutes? Like right after I beat it, because I remembered the solution to all the puzzles. Wonder how much I remember, because it's been over a year since I played it. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one again. I'm gonna LB here because the part afterwards doesn't do anything and I didn't do anything. Oh, that was a waste. Whatever. I didn't realize it was at 10% health. Oh, you got hit by hit by Nightbot there. I only added him like today.
Eorzea is mine by right.
There we go. And that does take forever. It's still better than the old version, though. Let's see how many tombstones I have. Because I need, oh, I don't have, like, near enough. So I bought the crystal sand that I need for this, whatever these things are called. The Heaven's Ward animal weapon. But I need a ton of tombstones for the next one. Let's see, what's it called again? The Umbrite. Yeah, I need 60 of these. I'm just doing daily roulettes. Although I'm not touching alliance raids because I don't want to do Crystal Tower. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and queue up for a leveling dungeon. I think I got one more dungeon in me for tonight. I tried playing Crystalline Conflict, but my brain just doesn't work on that. Right now I can afford 10 of the 60 that I need. Like, I would argue that, I found WoW's PvP to be more approachable than this. But I believe that's because it does, that's because in WoW you use the same abilities that you do in normal gameplay. With this, you have a separate set of abilities. Yeah, but it also wasn't, a lot of people also didn't like it. And that was part of the overhaul. I hadn't even tried old PvP because I heard it was bad and I'm just not a PvP person. Yeah, I don't see Dark Knight being very good. Honestly, I don't see in like CC. I don't see. I can see how tanks are useful, but then again, I don't understand how tanks work in PvP in general. It's like you don't draw aggro. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of health. The question is, what else are they gonna do? Because they don't draw aggro or anything. But if they have their own special, like, abilities... Yeah, I guess you get more survivability. But then they're just gonna target the low health DPS and pick them off. Let's see, where am I going? Yeah. Warrior is a ton of fun in dungeons. I see the same kind of same kind of thing happening in or not the same kind of thing. I see people not using their mitigation effectively in like dungeons, like where they don't spread it out over the course of the fight. Well, yeah, I can't. I mean, I don't have. I tried playing a couple matches of PvP on my Dragoon, and I just didn't enjoy it. I was able to bear with it for like WoW PvP. Of course, I was playing a Ret Paladin, which has an invulnerability bubble, and then people would get mad at me when I wouldn't pop it. Little did they know that I was stunned and couldn't use it. I'm gonna make my way over to the airship. Go walk around in Limsa or something. Whoops, wrong way. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be annoying when your favorite class is, gonna be bad. Okay. Okay, let's go walk around in Limsa for a bit. I don't know if I'm going to be on for much longer. Also, I don't want to touch PvP right now. It's 8:30 here. I don't usually even do weekday live streams, but I'm trying to play trying to do a little bit more. Oh yeah, in the future that sounds good. So I'm still in queue, right? Okay. Nope, there it is. Alright, which dungeon am I gonna get? Hopefully I can at least get some abilities. 52, cool, I can get my full abilities. Let's see, so how do I use this? Looks like it's just an OGCD that uses some of my gauge. I'll get better at this rotation at some point. Requires a little more thinking than I'm used to for a Dragoon rotation, or then compared to the Dragoon rotation, which is just a straight line through 5 abilities and then doing it in reverse. Need to pick up the key. I hate that in ARR and some Heavens Ward dungeons, the having to remember to pick up the key that a mob drops. And then everyone forgets it. It's gonna target me again. I need to turn in my the gear in my inventory before I finish up tonight. Don't want to forget that. I'll wake up tomorrow morning, have a full inventory. Okay, time for more zombies. See, I can't remember which dungeon this is. I think this is the first in northern part of Corthus, Western Highlands. It's been a long time since I did Heaven's Word. I actually accidentally got spoiled on Hosherponks in Heaven's Word. I was watching a clip compilation, and I'm like, oh, I've played Heaven's Word, I don't need to worry about spoilers. Yeah. I think that's 35. Not 35. 55. Of course, that's the one seal I already have. Need to look up which skills generate Kanki gauge. That's 5, 5, 10. Okay. So that's one attack for that, and then this one is, does less damage, but poses distance. It's wasting some casts. Need to remember to keep my dot up. There we go. Okay, I think that's gonna be all for tonight. I definitely didn't expect a queue to take quite that long, but that's because I haven't done I haven't queued as DPS in like or done much queues as DPS for like 2 months. Let's stand right here. That's gonna be all for tonight. Samurai is a little weird. I'm not used to it. I will get used to it. I like the Hisatsu Shinten. Or at least I like having an OG CD. I got used to having a bunch of OG CDs with playing Dark Knight. But for tonight, that's all for now. I'll see if I'm going to be streaming later this week or not. Normal streams will still be on Saturday and Sunday. I hope to see you all there. That's all for tonight. Goodbye, everyone.